What's up, guys? This is Doug with Built by Fear podcast. On this episode, we get a little different treat. I know Built by Fear is based on Proverbs chapter 9, verse 6, which is the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. The knowledge of holy is understanding. So in that, I always want to give opportunity for people to do new things and try and expand in their talents and all. So in this one, I get my boy James, who's usually behind the camera, to step in as host. He's going to be interviewing his friend Kelvin, who's in real estate, get to talk about entrepreneurship and different things like that. You'll also get to hear a little bit more about James' story and what inspires him. So enjoy.
What's up, guys? This is Built by Fear podcast. I got Kelvin with me. Today I'm filling in for Doug. First off, I'm James Nguyen. I'm the producer here, and I guess I'm the co-host now. So, what's up, Kelvin? How we doing, man?
Hey, what's up? Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Okay. I know you've been helping me out with real estate and stuff, and we're going to get more into that. But let's get to know Kelvin more, right? So you're a real estate agent full-time.
Yes, sir.
What's your backstory, man?
Man, there's no backstory. It's like, I started with Apple at first as my career, and then I got out of it. I joined a medical company, and I was running a lot of their technical analyst positions over there. And then when it hit like that time where it was like getting laid off, I got hit with it. I was like, screw it, let me go and get my real estate license. And I just took off from there, got my license within a month, and just hit it off.
Man, but dude, I've been following you on social media. You've been killing it, bro.
Hey,
How was like your first 3 months
it wasn't.
into real estate? Was it tough?
My first 3 months was probably not too hard. And this game is like, you got to know a lot of people. So the more people you know, the better your transactions and things get easier for you.
Yeah.
It's who you know and what you know.
Yeah. It's like you got to build that network too. That's why you're constantly at all these network events, man.
Hey, yeah, for sure. I brought you along.
Yeah.
You did all these network events, and you take it off too.
Yeah. That's why I gotta give my flowers to you, because it's just bro, you're the first real estate agent that actually trusted me into shooting a home. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
What I was doing, I was cold messaging a lot of people, and they're just they'll say, yeah, we'll plan it sometime. They never hit me up until I hit you up, and then you accepted it. So I really appreciate that, bro.
Hey, for sure. Hey,
Yeah.
we gotta help the Asian community.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. So we could talk about your weight loss journey also, if you want to go into that.
Man, talk about that.
Yeah. What was your before weight?
I think my before weight was about 259. And it was huge. I looked like a balloon back then.
Ooh.
It was a lot of drinking, partying, and my mindset was so jacked up. Back then I was just partying nonstop, traveling out here, drinking, and I guess one day it just hit me, and I was like, man, I'm done drinking and partying, and just changed my life.
Yeah. Especially now that you're in real estate, you have to constantly message people, be on calls, and all these things. I bet that consumes most of your time too, right?
Most of my time, I think it's more like networking and driving majority of the time. But other than that, it's very enjoyable, meeting new people and looking at these nice houses and things you see you don't want to see, things you can't unsee.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things in real estate that makes the game different from corporate. Corporate was you're on chains and you're just strapped, and then you work from 9 to 5, go home, cook, eat, sleep, repeat. Real estate, you go out, network, party, drink, do everything you can, but it's great rewards at the end. Yeah.
So the great thing is you're actually helping me find my first home. Oh, and I appreciate that so much. You gave me so much advice on buying my first home and getting out of my comfort zone and actually asking.
Yeah.
And just asking questions, and you immediately give me answers, right?
Yeah.
So to the audience, what kind of advice would you give a first-time home buyer?
First-time home buyer, you always want to try to work with a lender. Take a chance. You never know what you get approved for. So people are scared to even try to attempt for a loan because they don't know where to start. And people lack the education. They say the rich always gets rich and then the poor always stay poor.
Yeah.
It's because they lack that education. So for me to be in this game is like I always want to educate people throughout my journey, at the same time bring others along. And that's why you see me like taking all these classes. I'm taking all these certifications and master classes, hang out with like really intellectual people and kind of like grow from there.
Yeah. You are who you hang around, right? Like it's just like, I used to go to all these party scenes every week.
No, we've been partying, man.
Yeah. The very first time I met Kelvin was, drinking at a house party. And now look at us, you know what I mean?
Hey, man.
We're doing a lot better. We slowed down. We're focusing on our goals. We have a goal that we want to hit and, we're just dialed in.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, once you hit that age and you like decide to like grow old and you get tired of it, everything changes. You pave your own journey, but at the same time, I think health is very important. And they say health is wealth now.
That's so true,
if something happens to you, then hey, you can't take care of anyone else, not even yourself. So
yeah. You're doing a good job at that, man. Staying healthy, dude. I need to get back on my diet too. Yeah, I've gained a lot of weight, especially picking up like, the videography stuff. It's just, it consumes my life because I have a day job also. So it's just like I'm balancing everything out. But I'm starting to find that focus now. Like that focus of just like getting my health back in order,
Hey, you only need to work out 1 hour a day. You have 24 hours a day. You only need to sleep 7.
Yeah. That's
then have the other a lot of hours to go.
Yeah. So you're doing pretty well in real estate right now. What is the factor or that switch that drives you every day to keep on pushing?
Man, I think real estate is like a game of Monopoly, because I like the challenge, and to me, it feels like a game, I always like to negotiate against people. It's like, man, what will get me to the finish line and close the deal and help my clients get the lowest number that they can, Like for you, for example, man, like getting your number to the house that you want to pay for, hey, that was ridiculous because we played a bluff game.
Yeah, I saw that, dude.
Originally, he was like, oh, it's like $322,000. And then I was like, all right, we're going to leave. We're going to come back.
Yeah.
He offered 302 after that,
Yeah. I was insane how you did that, though, because the way you were acting, though, it was kind of funny to me because I was just over here sitting on the sidelines, and then you're over here just like straight up with him.
Yeah.
Like no playing games at all. He's over here trying to joke with you, but he's like, nah. It's either this or we're not gonna.
Yeah, hey, in this game you have to be real firm. Like you can't like joke around. If you really want something and get things done on the table, just tell them straight up. When you sugarcoat things and like, oh, let me beat around the bush, man, they'll walk over you and be like, oh, this is the best I can do for you. All right, nah, I'll pass. I'll go next one. So many builders, so many options out there that you can actually win.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing, man. What separates the top grossing real estate agents compared to like, people that don't really
the ones that just started,
right?
I mean, like for example, like people that are really new and they're trying to get into real estate, they don't understand like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right. Like I got in and I was hitting it off. I was like contacting people, doing a lot of work, networking events, and people think it's easy because they see the good stuff, but they don't look at the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we go out and drink, right? Expenses paid, cool.
Yeah.
But you don't know, like, from 8 a.m. all the way up to like 5 p.m., we're always working nonstop, right? Answering phone calls. There's times I don't even want to answer my phone because they're so busy,
Yeah.
But, hey, we still have to get back with them no matter what. So our times are always tied up. So people think it's easy, but I think the most important thing is networking and education.
Yeah. And that's been on repeat, right? Networking, education, constantly growing. Personal growth is the thing, right? Education, knowledge is power at the end of the day.
That's
the
true.
more you know, you got to utilize that knowledge, so, man. Okay, so when I'm on social media and I see like other real estate agents like talking about, okay, there's a down payment for this is like, 3%, but why don't they ever talk about like closing costs?
For realtors? So it's not really...
That's the fee that no realtor really talks about on social media, but the people got to know.
Oh man, it's not about like the realtor's duty to tell you what the closing cost is. The job of a realtor is really part of like, hey, we represent you and kind of negotiate the terms and everything. If it's a good realtor, they will actually sit down with the lender and be like, hey, let's do a breakdown of every single cost that you're gonna have. Even though they say there's 3% as your down payment, there's still extra costs at the end where they have a little sheet with a breakdown and they'll send that to you. It really depends on a lot of lenders, you know?
Yeah.
So our job as a realtor is, hey, we don't practice law. We don't practice any other jobs that we're not inspectors. We do our best of the knowledge to kind of guide you in the right direction. But it's really, we offer advice with other partnerships of the company. Like, let's say a lender, we get with them and we're like, hey, can you break this down for our buyer? And I always mention like, hey, this is a first-time home buyer and he needs to be educated. Like, like talk to him like he's dumb, you know? And it's true though, right? Like,
Dude, it helped out. Like Chris, man.
It helps out a lot, you know? Like Chris from Lock Lending, he breaks down everything for you, right? And I tell him, I was like, hey, this is a good client of mine. Treat him like he's dumb, right? And we're not talking about you're dumb, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like people don't know where to start. Would you rather have money in your bank or would you have money in like paid someone else's rent?
Shoot, I'd rather have money in my bank.
Exactly.
I'd rather own property.
Hey, at the end of the day, it's a game Monopoly.
Yeah. That was one of my dreams though, man. Like just to own a house, right? Because I was like building my credit for so long. I think it's been like over 8 years of building my credit. No missed payments on anything. Paying my credit card at least like 2 weeks in advance, you know?
Yeah.
In full.
Yeah. I mean, in today's society, after COVID, there was a lot of issues with people losing their jobs and then the credit tanked, you know? And it's a struggle for everyone. And now there's like so many credit repair companies that are helping others to kind of like repair their credit.
Yeah.
And get people back on their feet. And houses are, I mean, you can buy a house with a credit score as low as like 590. It depends on what program they have, you know? So the credit score makes a big factor of what your interest rate is. So
There's a lot more too.
yeah. But the better your credit is, the better rate you get.
Yeah. That's so true, man. That's so true. How was your childhood like, bro?
And my childhood, I was raised as a single child, you know, and all my cousins and family were all older than me by almost like a decade. And I was the youngest one out of my entire family. I had 0 siblings.
0 siblings. Just okay.
Child, you know.
Dang.
And people think I was spoiled, but my parents worked.
Yeah.
Like I'll always be like hanging out with my grandma, going to school. I was a rat, like a brat in the streets.
Yeah.
But I got my street smarts in the streets.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if I didn't have that street smarts back then, I don't think I'll be here in this position where I'm like talking to a lot of people, you know? Like if I wasn't book smart, I don't think I'd be shy. You know, some people don't have that common sense to even like to do the right thing.
Yeah. They can't really read the room.
Yeah.
Either, right?
Yeah.
There's some people that can't read the room at all.
Yeah, they're just like stirred and like,
That's so That's so true. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like my parents too. They worked their butts off too, man. Like they were entrepreneurs since day one, since they got here. They're just like, you know, a typical Vietnamese family that owns a nail salon, right? But it's like when I see my parents make that money and like feed their kids and do all these things, I'm like working my 9-to-5 job thinking, dude, I could be a business owner too.
hey,
I could be an entrepreneur too, right? Because my parents, they're in Vietnam right now enjoying their life, bro.
hey, you're getting there, you know. Look, like all those videos that you're doing. I mean, your first shot at a house that you did for me, you know. And now after that, I was like, I made a deal with you, right? Our first VNARP association, and it's like, hey, I'll bring you along. You know, take care of us, we'll take care of you. And then ever since, everybody's been sending deals to you.
Yeah. Hit me up.
Photography, and you know,
Yeah.
we take care of you no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite shoots, man. Especially like talking to all those like-minded individuals, you know, at those events. Like VNARP, everybody had that passion of just like getting better and growing, and you know, everyone was like open to like connecting with anybody.
Yeah.
Like we're just like handing out cards like nothing. It was awesome, man.
Yeah. I mean, we have more coming up, you know. There's like events coming up.
When's the next event?
I think that one is gonna be October 11th. It's gonna be like apartment master, also like a apartment investment.
Okay.
Then for sure, I know there's gonna be other events with realtors. I'm probably bring you along. Also, you know, like First American, they have their Christmas party.
Christmas party?
I mean, apparently they're gonna be like lit over there. So,
Dude, any Asian event, it's gonna be lit.
man, I don't want to think about that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get like that.
Oh my gosh, the Kim Sun one.
It is where it is. Exactly.
Like I was shooting photos at the Kim Sun event, and like you could tell by the end of the night, it was getting blurrier and blurrier because your boy over here kept on handing me shots.
Hey, we're there to enjoy. You know, you know, you work too hard to not enjoy life. You know,
No, that's
it's that's why we say play hard, work hard, play hard, right? But yeah, save your calendar. You know, that's where it is.
Yeah. If you ever want to join BNARP, hit up Kelvin. Info's gonna be down here. All right, guys. Yeah, man. Yeah, that was a good conversation about real estate. I mean, we could keep on going too, you know, but we could always have a part 2 also.
And you save it for a part 2.
All right, well, you're saving it for a part 2, but you know, this show, it's called Built by Fear. It's about passion. It's about overcoming your fear, right?
Yeah.
In life or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So what drives you every day? What's your passion?
My passion? Man, I think my passion is just to live your day like it's your last. Just enjoy life. Right? You never know what happens, you know? Like, you can make as much money as you want, but hey, if you can't enjoy it and then something happens one day, you can't share with anybody, you know? You pave yourself a path where people will remember you for who you are, you know? So I'm in the real estate game now to literally like help anyone that I can. You know, it's not about the money, you know, like I can make money all day long. You know, I can go back to corporate and just say, oh, let me do this. And I'm like, real estate's fun, but a lot of people don't realize that they need that little push in order to afford a home. And the rich will always keep getting rich. And then the poor will always stay poor because they don't know where to start. So I'm going to pave that journey to help people realize like, hey, this is what you can do, you know. You make this X amount of money, you know, just stop spending on things that you shouldn't be spending it on.
That's so true, man.
Yeah.
That's so true. Like, thinking about that, like, that's facts because I was living my life just buying anything and everything. Like, this shirt, why did I even get this shirt? Like, this is a bait t-shirt.
How much?
It costs like $80, you know what I mean? Like, why would I buy an $80 t-shirt when I could go to Walmart and buy a bag of, you know, Hanes, a 5-pack for $10, bro?
Simple life, you know. But some people like the style, you know. But later it's just like tear off. three or 4 shirts wear, and then you'll be like, oh man, I wasted $80 on this shirt.
That's so true, man.
Yeah.
It was great talking to you, bro. There's gonna be a part 2, and this is my first time hosting, so sorry if I was a little shy.
Hey, you
But
did
this
good.
is Kelvin. Is there anything you want to tell the people?
Hey, live your life to the fullest.
Life to the fullest. All right, brother. It was good talking, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Peace out, guys.